Hello, greetings from Waliczka, near Krakow in Poland. Once again, I'm Richo, Fourth Dimension Records, Lumberton Trading Company, Grim Humour, Splintered, Theme, etc, etc. You may have noticed this is actually a new channel on YouTube. The previous one is now redundant, although everything there will remain there. I tried accessing that particular channel, the old Fourth Dimension channel on YouTube, last week, and to my horror discovered that it had been hacked. So after I don't know, 2 or 3 days of trying to access the channel, simply so I could do another one of these uploads, these rambling, persiflage addled uploads of mine, I gave up. You know, I gave up. I wrote to YouTube and got nowhere really, and just gave up in despair and frustration. So rather than let the matter beat me into a corner, I just thought, well, I'll just set up a new one, and that's what I've done, and that's why I'm here. So this is the very first upload on this new channel, and I'll be doing much the same as before. It's not going to be necessarily better or bolder or wiser or whatever than the previous channel. It's just going to continue what I was doing before. Hence my commencing the new channel with this typically rambling, tongue-tripping upload to promote the latest on the labels and so on and so forth. Before I go on, one thing I should mention is that next year, May the 18th, next year at Cafe OTO in London, there will be another label event. This one will actually bring both labels together, Lumberton Trading Company and Fourth Dimension Records, and I will be bringing once again ATV, Mark Perry's ATV, to the event. They will headline. That will be the third time they've headlined an event that I've organised on behalf of the label, or labels in this case. There's a reason for that. They're a good live act, or you know, a good live group. Mark Perry has become something of a friend as well. Moreover, I've always, since getting to know Mark more, I've always appreciated his position regarding how his group are very often perceived to be some kind of 77 punk related relic, you know, and I like to think that my label events, of which the next one will be my third in London, I like to think that, you know, although post-punk, especially what came after punk, was a huge source of inspiration for me, and my labels and fanzine and everything else, I like to think, you know, everything I do goes way beyond that, you know, and I like to also in turn believe that perhaps I'm helping alternative TV break away from that 77 whatever clouded mindset, you know. The group's always been more than that, and I just feel that perhaps placing ATV on with some of the other groups I work with, or the other artists that I work with, helps remove them from that, you know, old school punk mindset. which, you know, perhaps when I was a teenager had its place, but not anymore. Anyway, so ATV will be performing. Edward Ka-Spel is going to play a solo set. Excuse me. It might be a collaboration. He wrote to me a few weeks back, and I think he mentioned that somebody is coming over from the Netherlands to play with him, to perform with him, so to speak. So, to play live with him, and so I still think it will be classified as a solo show, regardless. Then there's my group, Splintered. We'll also be playing, and then there's a fourth group or artist playing. This isn't the running order. I think ATV should go on last, simply because of the dynamism of the evening. We need something live and more upfront to round the evening off. Something lively, you know, to help those people that like to imbibe in a drink or two. I think that makes sense. None of the artists outside my own group, I think, are better or more deserving of going on last than anyone else. But my group should probably start the evening. But I think Edward said he might want to start the evening. It really doesn't matter. I just see it as a label event, and it's not. There's no question of egos or anything like that. It's simply. I just think in terms of dynamism and maybe a soft start to the evening and getting livelier. But having said that, the idea of putting Splintered on first would serve as a nice bookend as well. So start with something lively and excuse me, and more intense, and then, well, not to say the others might not be doing intense music, but start with something like that and then finish with something like that as well. The fourth artist hasn't completely confirmed yet, and is a long way from that, I believe, but I will be able to divulge that information in another month or two, I think. He's very busy, this person. That's all I'll say at this stage. He's got lots of other and solo commitments, and because of that is reluctant to fully commit to this right now. But he seems keen. That's all I'll say. And it's probably, might even be a nice change for him to do something kind of, you know, small and low key as well. So that's the only clue you're going to get. Excuse me. What else? I'm here really to, again, just go over a couple of label developments. That was the last release that appeared on Fourth Dimension Records, the Don't Let Go complete Kleistwahr double CD retrospective from Gary Mundy of Ramley's solo endeavour, collecting works originally released on cassette between 1982 and 1986. A really great collection as well. Of course, I will say everything I release is great. I wouldn't release it otherwise. But this is a really nice document of its time, or from its time. Great broken flag style packaging, designed once again by my good friend Puppy 38. So some liner notes there from Gary himself. 6-panel set. There's the tracks. Yeah, and what I should say in relation to that is that they only arrived here 3 weeks ago, around 3 weeks ago, and I'm down to my last box. They're flying out. So it's not sales pitch. They really are going, and once they're gone from here, they're gone. So I think I've got 25 left. Some of those are accounted for because I've got to oblige a couple of trades and a couple of mail orders still. So I might even be down to about 15 copies. So get in fast if you're interested. There'll just be a link to the shop below here as well, I should add, because there's no point in linking everything individually. There'll just be a shop. You can find the Kleistwahr double CD in there if interested. It's also part of the ongoing 7 CD deal. If that seems better for you, and that will include the imminent new CD by another Ramley related project, JFK, Anthony DeFranco's JFK project that's been also going since the 1980s, and also once had a release on Broken Flag as well, on Gary Mundy's Broken Flag imprint. So JFK's next. I think that will be here in a week or two. And that's included in the ongoing deal. I need to update that, but it's fairly self-explanatory. It's a good deal. 7 CDs for £30. I've decided to keep the price where it is, £30 plus a nominal shipping fee, £8 for 7 CDs. But I send the CDs as they're released, and I always notify people when the 7th CD is about to be sent, so they then have an option of extending the deal or not, or even taking out the 3 CD deal extension. That's another option, slightly lower rate. So that's the CDs taken care of. Still got a few Ashtray Navigations here as well, and some Blue Statues. Both great albums as well. And after JFK, there's a new Kleistwahr album, another CD album coming. News on that in due course. There's also a Mummies and Madmen CD, long overdue. I think there's a Diana Rogerson CD happening on Lumberton at some point, but I'm in designer Puppy 38's hands there because I don't know what's going on. He hasn't mentioned anything for a while. So a few CDs. There's talk of another ATV compilation CD coming out as well, and a couple of other things as well in the pipeline. So plenty of CDs or CD activity. Also, last week I received this. Excuse me. Just making sure I don't drop anything here. I don't know if you can see that. Slipping out of my hand. This is a double test pressing set for the new reissue of the final I Am the Dirt Under Your Fingernails album. I did a CD of that last October. They flew out from here, at least. Don't think even Cargo have got many left. So really, I'm being attacked by a cat now. So harangued by a cat, by a little Moggy. She's not that little either. But anyway, these arrived last week. Just awaiting Justin Broadrick's approval. He's not received his yet because he's away, I understand. But once approved, if he approves, it's full steam ahead with the main pressing. So I think we're looking, if all goes well, I think we're looking at late August, early September release if we're lucky, if all goes well. Sorry if you can hear a meowing cat here. She's joining in with the music that I'm playing at the moment by Craven Falls. Really good album. I've got everything of theirs now. This is a nice triple CD version, but more about that later. More about other people's music to round everything off, I think. So I've spoken about the CDs that are upcoming. I've spoken about the final double LP. There are still also, whilst thinking about double LPs, there are still copies of Gary Mundy's Kleistwahr double LP set available for £26 only, including shipping. I've cut off the shipping until Sunday. So Sunday at midnight is the last, will be the deadline for this. So then I'll be adding the shipping again. Basically, I thought this double LP set, which is stunning, by the way, I thought there would be more orders for it, but it's been a slow trickle, and I've got many boxes of these double LPs here, and I'm also facing, I'll be honest, I'm facing a huge, bill for them at the moment as well. So I'm just trying to quickly move some of this stock. It only came out just over a month ago, but I need to try to garner some more sales, direct sales, in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So, and yeah, I thought just shaving off the shipping might help with that. So that's what I've done until Sunday. £26 for 2 albums, double LP set, very nicely presented, beautiful music. Nothing like Gary Mundy's old Kleistwahr work, but still imbued with, little pointers to that. There are definitely elements there, but really nice listening experience. Great albums, and I'm encouraging you to buy a copy. £26 for 2 albums in a, nicely presented sleeve, printed inner sleeves, printed labels. The fucking works. It looks good, it sounds good, it pisses on whatever trendy shit is being pushed by all the usual mediums at the moment. It really does. So yeah, and maybe just to wrap up the vinyl stuff happening at the labels at the moment, I received news from Steve Pittis a few days ago that the Direct Action LP from ATV should be ready for test pressings, I think, sometime next month, probably later next month, in all honesty. So we're waiting for those, and then, we're in a similar situation as I am presently with the final double LP. And also, a couple of days ago, we put a new Edward Ka-Spel LP into production as well, so called Tales from the Trenches. There will only be 500 of these. It's fucking mind-blowing. It's a really good album. I've listened to it several times in the last few days. I've listened to the files that have been sent to me. It's stunning. Nothing like the 10-inch that I released earlier in the year on Lumberton Trading Company, Permission to Leave the Temple, of which I've also got a few copies left, literally a few as well. That's gone pretty well. So that is in production. The pre-sale for that is starting now, and also to commemorate the birth of this new channel, this new label channel on YouTube of mine, there will be a taster from Tales from the Trenches on the channel after this as well. It will be uploaded tonight or tomorrow, or over the weekend at the very latest, but maybe later tonight, I'll see. It's been a long day and it's been a tough week for various personal reasons as well. So, hence, I don't usually drink in the week, but I'm having a beer tonight because I just need it. Help me relax. So, it's been really hot here actually in Poland, when in Krakow and around Krakow, the last couple of weeks. So it's been a good reason to have one or two beers anyway. But next week, well, it's my birthday next week, but definitely after my birthday, I've got to go back to the no alcohol beers in the week again. It's been too easy to have a beer or two. I don't drink more than that in the week, and I don't drink more than that at the weekend either, unless I'm going out. But I'm a light drinker, but regular. So, but yeah, as I said, it's been a tough few days here for various reasons that I won't go into, and I just feel like I need a beer. So yeah, I've mentioned everything related to the vinyl and CDs. One other thing, maybe I should just quickly talk about that as well. People are writing to me asking where the book is, where we're at, and this is a test copy, a sample, or a galley, as you might also know it as. That is now being printed properly. But because there are a couple of small typos that we found in this, I'm still approaching with caution. I've just ordered a small quantity for now, just to get the ball rolling. But they should be okay. Everything should be fine, and once I've just checked through everything, I'll start sending them out to fulfill orders. Plenty of back orders, pre-orders here. So I'll get the ball rolling, and then I'll, proceed with another order for the books. I need to get a good few hundred of them done, really. So that's where we're at with the book. There's also Alan Ryder of Adventures in Realities book on Gary Livermore, another friend of mine of Third Mind Records. His book is still underway, and I think there'll be news on that hopefully within the next 2 or 3 months. And it's a slow process, and Alan's pretty busy as well. We all are, we're not just sitting down doing one thing. I think everybody I work with, and that includes Puppy 38, he's got his own music project, Hiroshima Bend. He also collaborates with Alan Ryder as Sinestra. We've got Puppy 38 also does design work for other labels and artists, other more layout. He also does production work, or mastering work. Mastering work, and Sean Organ that does mastering and production work for me. He, as indeed Puppy 38 also has. Sean's also very busy with various. He's always got something on the go. Alan Ryder, now writing for Outside Left magazine online regularly. As I said, he's got a music project called Sinestra going as well. CD came out a few months ago, also co-released by Fourth Dimension. These people are all very active, and we're all on. We're not young anymore, so that's the polite way of putting it. I was mindful of that when I was thinking about the Cafe OTO thing next year. Actually, I thought, God, everybody's going to be in their 50s, and 50 even sounds young compared to some of the people appearing. But I don't give a. I really believe as I've got older, and maybe it's just old fogies talk here, but I just think some people that I've grown up with are just producing really good work still. Maybe even their best in some cases. I can reel off a list of names, but I'm not going to do that. But there are artists perhaps maybe it's something to do with the kind of punk generation, post-punk generation thing, where they kind of took something from that and they've got a different sensibility, a different way of or a different approach to their work. Certainly, I think there's something in there. And Mark Perry is a good example of that, and Edward as well. Um, they both came out of the same ripples that were happening in the late 70s, early 80s, and they're still producing really stunning music. And they've got great ideas, and I think it's a crying shame that they're not more recognised and people are not buying more of their records. But that's the way things are. I'm just playing a part in their own little, in their own small stories, and trying to do my best with that as well. So yeah, I've also started work on the third and final Grim Humour book at the moment. I've been working well on that for a number of weeks now, maybe even a couple of months, writing whenever I get the chance. So that's shaping up nicely. I'm still going through this particular issue at the moment, number 15, which appeared in 1990. So we're going back a long way there. So, as I said, emphasis on old fogey. So, but yeah, I'm working my way through that whenever I get the chance. It's hard going because I'm, embellishing some old interviews and articles with my thoughts on some of that content now. I'm going through a TAD interview at the moment, so yeah, and writing about TAD from my present position. Anyway, to round things off, so yeah, lots happening. Books, vinyl, CDs, lots happening with the labels and publishing. But also recently, I've had lots of other people's music sent to me. This is something I'm looking forward to playing. This came from Bocian, Polish label, run by a guy called Grzegorz, Eugene Chadbourne. I wanted that, and I'm looking forward to that, and this one as well. So another Eugene Chadbourne record there. Looking forward to blasting those sometime over the next few days. I'm also looking forward to this as well. I've got it the right way around. Contrastate's latest 10-inch. Again, not had a chance to play it yet, but that arrived a couple of days ago, and I'm really looking forward to it. Another group that I've known personally for a long time now, and I've worked with a few times. I even appeared on a collaborative album with Steve Pittis and Stephen Meixner of Contrastate many years ago. I think James of Splintered also appeared on it, called Intravene. The album's called Intravene. Between the Lines. I might be misremembering that title. I've got the CD still, of course. But yeah, I even collaborated with Stephen Meixner of Contrastate once, just on one track. I mean, that's all most people can stomach of me, I think, my dulcet tones. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Got a couple of spare copies as well, so that would be going on Discogs as well. And there's a Derek Bailey album here with John Tilbury? Yeah, got that as well. Also from Bocian. Looking forward to that. I've also been playing a lot of this in the last few days. Nice triple CD set that I bought for €3 from Discogs, just to meet the minimum order payment from a guy in Greece. I bought a couple of other CDs, and this was €3 and I've got some of the vinyl from the labels as well. Some reissues from what was it, the BYG Actuel series from the late 1960s, early 70s. I've got some vinyl reissues and maybe even a couple of originals as well. But I quite fancied that. Loads of avant-garde and free jazz and some really good stuff on there as well. I've been playing that relentlessly in the last few days. As I said earlier, Craven Faults, playing a lot of that at the moment. I've also got the Two Dogs LP over there, the Joke Lands fronted duo. Joke Lands being the guy behind Sun Infant. Looking forward to that. Also received this Amp's new album, which I helped the manufacturing of. And I was handed this last week in Krakow. I met a friend called Cole Cully, who has lived in Krakow for a number of years now. He's a singer-songwriter, very much inspired by the Nick Drake end of things. And I haven't played this yet, but I heard one of the songs from it last night on YouTube. Very, very nice, dreamy or dreamlike, melancholic, singer-songwriter led stuff, led music or work, but very compelling. At least the one song I've heard so far on YouTube. But I'm looking forward to playing that, and I'll be reviewing all that stuff on the Adverse Effect site in the very near future. And I think that's a good way to finish everything. I'll leave it there. I'll get back to my beer. I'll go back to some writing. I've got a book to proofread as well, so I'll at least open the pages and make a tentative start. Not a good idea to do it when, it's only one beer and a few sips, but nonetheless, I will. I'll wait until I've got a completely clear head, and I'll do that tomorrow morning. But yeah, I've got lots of work tonight anyway, so I better get back to it. If you ever followed the old Fourth Dimension channel, obviously there won't be any more uploads there now. So this is the place to come to if you're interested. And as always, if you want to buy anything direct, it always helps everything that I'm doing. Always helps with absolutely everything, and is always appreciated. And the link to the shop will be, as I said at the beginning, will be below. And thanks again. So I'll get back to the evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.